The struggle for housing has always been at the center of class struggle. A roof over your head isn't a luxury, it's survival. Yet under capitalism, housing is treated like an investment vehicle, a commodity, a way for landlords, banks, and developers to extract wealth from working people. Rent goes up, wages stagnate, evictions rise, and homelessness expands, while vacant, luxury apartments sit empty. For those of us organizing toward a more just, collective, and livable future, housing defense is not just a matter of comfort, it's survival. Let's break down some of the key tactics, ideas, and resources for resisting displacement and asserting our right to safe, stable homes. First, let's take a look at rent strikes, one of the oldest tools that tenants have. It's when a tenant collectively refuses to pay rent until demands are met, whether it's repairs or lower rent or an end to evictions. It works because landlords rely on rent as their lifeblood. It also helps build solidarity among tenants. And it exposes the contradiction. Housing is a necessity, but it's being treated as a profit engine. Now, if one were to conduct a rent strike, it's important to never go alone. Organize with neighbors, and include other people for solidarity. Document everything, such as code violations, harassment, or unsafe conditions, and connect with local tenant unions or housing rights groups, because they often have legal support. And when a system comes to throw people out of their homes, we have two options. We can fight it in court, or we can resist in the streets. Eviction defense is community self-defense. Some tactics might include court support, like accompanying tenants to hearings or providing legal aid. Blockades, such as neighbors and comrades physically preventing sheriffs or bailiffs from entering. And rapid response networks, such as phone trees or group chats that activate people when an eviction attempt is imminent. Historically, this has worked very well, and today similar tactics have been used in cities like Minneapolis, New York, and Oakland. And when thousands sleep on the streets while entire buildings stand vacant, the moral question answers itself. Squatting is survival. Squatting does more than provide shelter. It exposes the absurdity of capitalist property relations. It keeps housing stock in use for people instead of speculation, and it can build bases for community organizing. So some safety tips for squatting: prioritize abandoned buildings, not active residences. Empty, bank-owned, or investor-owned properties are the most common. Have a group, not just one person, because collective presence deters harassment and provides security. And know your local laws. In some places, adverse possession or squatters' rights can turn temporary occupancy into long-term claims. Housing struggles are tied to land struggles. Developers push gentrification, pipelines cut through communities, and police clear encampments to sanitize cities. Land defense is resisting the dispossession of working class and indigenous communities. It can look like community gardens that take back lots for food sovereignty, direct action against demolitions or displacements, and standing with indigenous land defenders who fight pipelines, mines, and extractive industries. Land defense recognizes that housing justice isn't just about four walls. It's about the right to stay, exist, and thrive in the places we call home. Remember, we should never forget housing is not an individual issue, it's collective. Join or start a tenant union. Support mutual aid housing efforts, and push for policies like rent control, eviction moratoriums, and social housing. Because every eviction defended and every squat opened and every rent strike organized chips away at the illusion that landlords and developers hold all the cards. To fight for housing is to fight for dignity, stability, and survival. But beyond that, it is to fight for a world where homes are not assets, but shelters. Because housing is not a privilege, it's a human right.